Hey, so you remember this game? Happened like a month and a half ago. Yeah, it's been a while. Sorry about that. If you've forgotten about this and moved on, I don't really blame you. It's completely normal.
Sucker blue. I want to overreact. What was that? This is gonna be a good year. Not this year. The best game ever.
Hello, welcome to Hawks Recap. About time I do it for Game 82, the final regular season game of the 2018-2019 season. The Blackhawks fall in Nashville to the Predators by a score of 5-2. The Blackhawks would actually grab a 2-0 lead in the first period of this game thanks to goals from Brendan Perlini and Jakubczak. But then the Nashville Predators kind of remembered that they had the opportunity to win the division with a win in this game, and, well, the rest was kind of history. Now, that would actually end up being a really bad strategy for the Predators, considering that now we know every single divisional winner in the playoffs lost in the first round. So, yeah, it came back to bite them a little bit. Now, the Predators would end up outshooting the Hawks 50-33 in this game. And if you remember, Corey Crawford was not playing since he suffered a groin injury the previous night. So it was Cam Ward in net for the Hawks, making 45 saves in a losing effort in what will probably most likely be his last game as a Hawk. Fabro and Forsberg would score in the second, and then Arvidsson, Sissons, and Bonino would score in the third for the Predators to give them the 5-2 win. Like I said, Predators playing for the division title in this game. Blackhawks really not playing for anything, and they didn't really have a chance to knock anyone out of the playoffs or anything like that with a win in this one. They weren't playing at home, so it wasn't like they were giving the fans the send-off or anything. It was just kind of a meaningless game, maybe a tryout for some players regarding their future with the Hawks, but that was pretty much it. So with this loss, the Blackhawks finished the season with 36 wins, 34 losses, and 12 overtime losses for a total of 84 points, which was good enough to miss the playoffs for the second straight year. Now that finish would actually end up being a pretty decent strategy for the Hawks, as they would end up kind of winning the draft lottery, moving all the way up to the number 3 overall pick. We're very much excited to see who they draft with that selection. The story for the Hawks, or at least what kind of defines this season for the Hawks, was the fact that they had a top 10 offense. Their offense got it going after really struggling the year prior. Number 8 in goals for this year, but the defense just continued to struggle. Second worst defense in terms of goals against, including a last-ranked penalty kill unit. And that pretty much tells you all you need to know about how this season went. The fact that this team in February found themselves in a playoff spot for about 1 hour was pretty incredible. Patrick Kane just went on a tear. I think it was like 43 points in 20 games. It was nuts, his point streak. Just absolutely carried the team into contention and really put himself as a candidate for the Hart. Obviously, he won't win it. He kind of fell off as the latter part of the year kind of came on and the Hawks really fell back down. But still, just an incredible second half, especially after a very turbulent first half with Coach Q getting fired and multiple 8-game losing streaks, a new coach in Jeremy Colleton, and just struggles with the new defensive system. For them to kind of come back and play well for the second half, even though they didn't make the playoffs, was good to see and shows promise heading into next year. We had some resurgent years from guys like Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, Brandon Saad, although he's still hitting a crap ton of posts. Pretty frustrating in that regard. Alex DeBrincat, 40-goal scorer, showing that he's no one-hit wonder. You got guys like Colin Delia showing that maybe, just maybe, he's the future in net after Crawford. Then you have Eric Gustafsson showing that he's got elite offensive ability as a defenseman. Still needs to work on his defense. But my goodness, his ability to quarterback a power play is pretty nice. Then we have guys that we acquired. Dylan Strome. That chemistry with DeBrincat is awesome. He's shown why he was a former number 3 overall pick. Jakubczak seems like a missing piece for this forward team. And then we got rid of mistakes like Brandon Manning. And then with our defensive prospects in the system, we have a bright future. We really do. And with the moves that we could make this offseason, we maybe, just maybe, might find ourselves competing sooner rather than later. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on things down in the comments section below. Once again, apologize for how late this video is. A month and a half late. That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. That should never have happened. But we got the off season. I'm still doing videos. We got the draft to talk about, the number 3 overall pick to talk about. We got re-signing, we got free agency, we got training camp eventually, and before you know it, we're going to have Blackhawks hockey again. So exciting times, and scary too, because this upcoming season might just be the last season before another lockout, but we'll talk about that later. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.